This is Selam and Hello, where stories of joy and justice vibrate with the rhythm of Africa and the diaspora.
We're worried, anxious group of people trying to move along. Maybe one day we'll get onto something. Until then, we say, hold on.
So Adele, thank you again for being with us. Every now and then we have a guest and we're like, we just don't want to let them go. So we make them play games with us to extend our time in our interview. So your podcast is called Legally Clueless.
Yes.
And every episode starts off with you saying, with a disclaimer, essentially being like, no, seriously, I really don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, does this chick really not know what she's doing? Because I'm watching her. She looks like she knows what she's doing. But it's a fair statement. There's a lot to know in this world. And so we thought it would be fun to play a game with you to determine how legally clueless you still are about certain topics. So what I'm going to do is I have some topics here, ranging from podcasting to cooking. Just to give you a sense.
Yeah.
I'll call out the topic. I might give you a few more details to explain it if needed.
Yeah.
You have a sign there that gives you two options, which is not fair. It's a very polarizing game.
Yeah.
You are either still clueless, babe.
Yeah.
Or you are clued in, sis.
Okay.
Whichever one.
I like
you
that
feel
both of them are fabulous.
Yeah, both of them are fabulous. Exactly. Either way, you're winning. You're winning either way. We've established you're a competitive person, so you're only competing against yourself, to be clear. Not me. Okay. So I'll start off with maybe the low-hanging fruit, which is podcasting.
Yeah.
Still clueless or clued in?
Oh my goodness. Today I'm clued in. But
I like that, today.
It's such a dynamic space.
Yes.
That tomorrow I might be playing catch up on something.
Tell you, me and you both. This whole AI thing has
there's that, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Fair. Okay. Business, building a business.
I'm going to say still clueless.
Okay.
Because I still know that I have so much to learn. Yeah.
Where I know we talked about this in our previous interview part, but if you look at your business right now, is it what you envisioned it would be?
No, I didn't even think it would be a business. I thought it was a hobby.
Yeah.
And so now I'm just like, wow, we're opening our shop soon, and so it's just like it's crazy.
A lot of things. Okay, fair. Public speaking.
Clued in.
Yeah, you're so good. This laugh of yours, your smile, it's so authentic.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Definitely clued in.
Awesome. Politics in Kenya.
Clued in.
And I actually wrote that down before we got into that our conversation earlier about clued in.
Definitely clued in. I don't think anybody has the luxury of not being clued in, right?
So true.
Yeah.
Actually, when I moved to Kenya in 2011, but I had visited before. So I had been here in 2007, right after the elections. The elections were December, isn't it, that year?
Post-election.
Yeah, and one of my friends, my best friend in uni was Kenyan, so she decided to get married that Christmas. And everyone's like, don't do it around elections. But she's like, but it's the best time, whether, of course, no one knew what was coming per se. Anyway, all that to say that I was here at that time. And I have continued to be impressed by Kenyans' understanding, appreciation of the Constitution. You can talk to anybody, honestly, from the street side to court side to wherever people know the Constitution. Always impressed by that.
I think the rollout for that was good, like the little booklets. I remember having one, and you kind of like, even if it was jargon, you'd be like, what does this mean?
Right. Which, and I'm comparing it to the US, where people are like, don't do, anyway, let's not go there. But anyway, okay. So Kenyan history.
This is so interesting. Tun. You know why I'm gonna say still clueless?
Okay.
Is because I'm still uncovering the effects of or what actually happened during colonization and the things that the British did in the country and to different communities. For example, spaces like, sorry to turn this into history, and it's a game.
No, please.
Like, people always say, let's say that communities like the Taita it's a very small community, but we don't know like the number of Taita that were killed during colonization and taken to fight in wars by the British. That's one. Number two, like I live in Limuru. There's a place called do they call it Laini or Raini? I think it's like Liney or something. Liney. It's Liney. And it was the line that separated where Black people could be and white people could be. And so because we don't have a proper formalized space where all of this knowledge is and these accounts, because our archives were migrated by the British, some were burnt, right? I'm still learning and uncovering and trying to really understand the extent to which we had concentration camps. Like things were hectic in this country. And so I feel like that part of history is what I'm still uncovering.
And clueless is a strong word. So and include in is like another polar opposite. But I think probably all of us would have to say we're clueless about African history. Generally, has not yet been fully understood or available for us. So that is I think a very fair, and I appreciate you qualifying it with those examples. Okay, Kenya media space.
I think I'm clued in.
Do you know who the hot DJs are now? Are you still following?
Oh, not like that. My goodness, I'm such a nerd. Do you know what I was thinking? I was thinking more technically, like, what are the policies for that?
I see. Are you thinking legal frameworks and stuff?
Communications Authority, Media Council.
Not the top songs in the country currently, no.
I don't even know who's on radio, guys. But I can tell you which media house has a policy that's looking like it's going to be fruitful or one that I'm like, no, I'm not too sure.
That's actually maybe more interesting than the hottest people out there. Okay. How about podcast production? So not just the interview piece, but all this, you were talking about those mics you bought when you first started, all the techie stuff.
I think I'm clued in.
All right. Yeah. Well done.
Also because like I'm even now incorporating AI. Again, there's nothing you can't learn, right? And just understanding how that tech kind of helps make your systems more efficient, obviously done in an ethical way. I'm clued in. If I'm running a business in something, I think I do have to have
know it. Yeah. Well done. Okay. We're going to shift gears a little bit. We're going to move to more fun-ish topics, so less businessy. So fashion.
You know what? I am clued in. Let me tell you.
Look at you on here. Look at you.
Yes. Exhibit A.
Exhibit A.
Also because like there's no right way or wrong way for you to dress. Like nowadays it's just like, what do I feel like? You know, and I think that playfulness is really the essence of fashion. I don't think there's like rules or whatever. Like
that sounds very Gen Z, even though you're not Gen Z.
No, I'm not. I'm a millennial.
But there's a little Gen Z vibe there.
I'm just like, because also fashion is used to control and respectability politics. So like I'm in a t-shirt, jeans and boots today, but so you're not going to take my opinion seriously. But if I dress up in like a suit all of a sudden, that's weird.
So
let people wear what they want to wear.
So true. You know, my kids always, whenever we go to events, they're like, what do I need to wear for this? And part of what they're asking is to be respected, to be respectful, all those things. Yeah, you're right. Fashion is kind of...
That line for like, dress how you want to be addressed. No. Address me.
With respect, period. Yeah.
Exactly.
Adelle Onyango, ladies and gentlemen. This game is really, let's just say clued in for A through Z. Okay, this is a little bit of a out of left field, maybe. Girls' trips. How are you planning time with your friends?
I'm trying to be better. So.
But are you the person who will show up but maybe don't put you in charge of the itinerary? Or?
I remember like I went on a trip with my best friend in 2022 and I sent him a spreadsheet.
Oh, wow.
And you know how a spreadsheet, you can see the history of who's ever opened.
Yes.
And it was only me. It was color-coded. I was just like, what the hell, man? It had the contacts of like the Airbnb transport. And, like,
that's awesome. I will travel with you any day.
Exactly.
That's me.
Like we're not getting stuck.
Exactly.
I assure
and we
you.
have options.
But I'm now trying to be more intentional. Like I've been telling my girlfriends, like, can we plan like when we're going to go somewhere, etc.
Okay. Yeah. Which brings me to my next one, hosting dinner parties.
I'm only just getting into that. Okay.
So you're in between.
I'm here.
Okay.
In this area. Because I finally have the home I've always wanted. And I think in my head, especially when you're a survivor of trauma, you're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're like, I'll be kicked out because they don't like my eyes. And I don't know, you know what I mean? And so I did have my girlfriends over and it was the best best experience. And we just sat out in the garden on our blankets. I have a guy who cooks for me. I don't like
food
cooking.
Okay, you got the food organized.
You will never starve in my house, but you will never be eating things I've made you. And it was really great. And I was like, I want to do this again. But because I was traveling, I wanted to do it again in April, but I was away. But
it was raining anyways, so don't worry. Yeah, you're there. Okay, I love it. Okay, sibling relationships.
I think I am still clueless.
Still clueless.
Because
is that because you're the youngest?
Because I'm the youngest. I think I'm unlearning the lack of intentionality in terms of relationships.
The whole family or people.
Yeah. So now I'm like, why didn't anybody ever tell me this?
Yeah.
Or like that maybe you could be family but don't have the same values or worldview, and that's just okay. Yeah. Like it is what it is. And so now I'm approaching all relationships with family differently, where I'm just
that's great. Yeah.
You used to irritate me before, but not anymore. Like you're just different. You know what I mean?
That's a gift you've given yourself, actually.
Like,
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
Aren't you interesting? Aren't you cute? Okay. House decor.
Ooh. I'm gonna say still clueless. Because my walls have been white for 2 years, and it's only now that I'm like, even the artwork, because I buy a lot of like African art pieces, I haven't put them on the wall. Also because I'm just like, I don't know, what if I put it up and then I don't want to see it then? I remember my friend who does interior decoration.
You can move it,
Yeah, literally, she said, like, we'll move it. I'm like, yeah. I knew that.
Obviously.
So now I'm starting with like small pieces, and I'm like, ooh, okay, this is the vibe I want to go for.
Okay. All right.
Get in there.
Playlists. Are you the person who like sets the vibe for the evening, for the party, for the lunch, or?
I'm so tempted to lie, but my friends might watch this. So let me just say still clueless, because if I like a song, I'm gonna listen to it
on
for
repeat
5 days. And I'm going to add it to all my other playlists.
Yes.
So like I could like a very hyped song, and I have a playlist called Sunrise that's meant to be very mellow. But because I just found this hype song,
it goes on Sunrise. Oh my, that would drive me crazy actually.
What? And then after I get over liking it, I have to go back and like remove it.
Yeah. So do you have a current hype song that's really getting you?
There's this guy. It's not a hype song, but I really like it. He's called Dear Silas.
Okay, Dear Silas is the name of the guy.
Of the artist. And he has such an old school way of rapping. He's just so good. And the song I like is called Out the Way. Okay. He's so quirky. Okay. And please listen to it. Yeah.
My son's name is Silas, and he's a musician. So I thought you were going to say my son, and I was about to be like, oh my God!
That's Silas too.
Anyway, I was having a moment by myself. Silas Piper, by the way.
I'm going to look for
P-I-P-E-R. Please.
I got it.
Yes. I would be so called out if I didn't mention that. Okay. All right. So we're continuing on this vibe. Budgeting.
Yeah. I'm now very clued in.
All right.
I become intentional. Yeah.
Okay. Social media.
I feel like I'm clued in because I dictate it now. Like I dictate the spaces I like, right? And so,
have you moved off any platforms? Like, I'm done with this.
No, funny enough, like my friends laugh that I'm still very active on Facebook, and I say it works wonders for the business, and it's such a huge platform still for our country and region, really. Twitter or X, obviously it's hectic now, but I just you can't comment. Yeah. If I don't follow you. Yeah. I muted so many words that my mentions are just like so glorious nowadays. So yeah, I feel like I'm clued in because I make the space what I like. And it's not a democracy. Yeah. So sometimes I'll block you because I just don't want to hear what it is you're saying. Yeah. And sometimes I'm like, Adele, but did that person need I'm like, whatever. They made me feel some type of way. I'm putting my feelings first. It's not a democracy.
Exactly. And it's your platform.
Exactly.
That's what always used to get me when people would be like saying stuff and I would comment or block them and they'd be like, I'm like, this is my page. Yeah. So I don't understand.
Unfortunately, it's not a
house
democracy.
Rules.
Get out.
This is the door. Find your way. Okay. Pets. You pet mom. It sounds like you're a plant mommy.
I'm a plant mommy. Oh my goodness, my children. I'm still clueless on pets. I was this close to getting a dog last month.
Yeah.
Like I held the puppy and I felt the emotions and I was like, he's
and
the
he looked
one.
at you with the eyes.
I saw the eyes.
The eyes will get you. That's what got me.
And I got home. First, I thought about my plants. And I was just like, wow, so I'll have to raise all of you. And like, I have like 30 plus plants that are my firstborns. So this pet would have to be like, these are the ones who, they're important. You're like right under them. And then I overthought it basically.
It sounds like you thought yourself out of
it, because I was just like, oh, it's a living thing. Like, oh my goodness, like you have to do right by.
So loyal. I was never a dog person, and lockdown, we got a dog. I don't know. Coco is like, when I was gone, I was like, how's Coco? Yeah.
I might, but I'm really loving just like the space.
Yeah.
Soon.
You're not ready then.
No,
if I saw your shoulders move, this is not the shoulders of a mom, somebody who wants a dog yet. So let's give it some more time.
Yeah.
How about me time, downtime?
Oh my goodness, clued in.
You figured that out, huh? What works for you?
I'm clued in. I had a situation last year where I had done so many night shifts and something was imbalanced internally. And so I couldn't sleep for 3 days. And it was so terrible. Like everything internally was just like shutting down. I literally told my friend, like, I feel like, I remember telling him, like, I think I'm broken. And he was like, no, you're whole. I'm like, no, I don't mean like that. I feel like there's a pipe inside me that's broken. Something's not working. And when I talked to my GP, etc., long story short, she was just like, imagine downtime is necessary. So I came up with an entire schedule. And it's
another
literally written, downtime. And this is where we wind down and like put your phone away and like, so that's so important.
Good for you.
Because that was scary. I was just like, I don't want to go back there.
Have you read that book, Real Self-Care? It's making the rounds and people are really excited about it. It's written by a woman of color, Pooja, I'm forgetting her last name, but she really talks about how self-care is not candles or bubble bath. Like it's boundaries. It's like actually fighting the patriarchy, putting in boundaries, asking for what you need. Like we have to live this way. And I heard her on an interview and I was really moved because this is like one of the top podcasts in the US. We Can Do Hard Things. And they said they've been trying to reach her for like 6 months. And when they reached out to her team, they said, oh, she's on sabbatical right now. She is in self-care mode. And they were like, no one has ever turned us down for an interview before. And we were like, this woman is serious about this self-care.
She walks the talk.
She walks the talk. So I thought, I've really been thinking about that. Real self-care is not candles and bubbles.
Exactly.
It's really deep.
I think they call that something else. But it's not
self-capitalism, maybe? I don't know, but it's not self-care for sure. Okay, so this is my last one. Nairobi.
Hey, I'm still clueless. Nairobi is hectic. And I'm glad I moved away.
So do you feel clued into Limuru?
Not yet.
Okay.
I feel like now I joined a WhatsApp group.
Okay.
This like
that's making it
like
official.
A marketplace, and it's like different people selling, mainly farmers. But but I'm like, ooh, I'm one with you guys. But Nairobi, no, because I just feel like there's so many layers. My friend actually put it right. He said, if you want to experience Nairobi, you have to be clued in. Like you can't come and like Google what it is you want to do.
Right.
You have to kind of like be really in to get to know this space or whatever. And I feel like I'm not clued in, and I don't appreciate the pace in Nairobi. I don't think I'm made for that pace.
Okay.
And it's just like so much anxiety.
Yeah.
So much anxiety. But also I appreciate the creativity and there's like a fresh energy, but I like to appreciate it from the outside.
Yeah. You want to visit Nairobi.
I want to visit and get out.
That's fair. You were clued into what you needed.
Yes,
so you're like,
exactly.
But I don't have to stay.
Yes.
Well, I mean, is there a category I should have asked you about that you're feeling like, I'm really clued in and she should have asked me about this?
Right now? No.
I covered everything.
You covered everything. I'm trying to think about it.
Let's go with that.
No, yeah. Unless it's like cooking.
Yeah.
Still clueless. Baking. Very clued in.
Okay. You disaggregated it from this into this. So are you good? So baking like what? Because high altitude baking is challenging.
I love. I make, first I have a sweet tooth. So I make a chocolate cake like almost every week.
Wow.
That's like
I'm so jealous of people who can just say that so casually.
Yeah.
That's like saying I smoke a 6-pack for people like me. It's like I just make a cake every week.
I love baking, and I love carrot cake as well.
I love carrot
What I
cake
don't
too.
know how to do is frosting right.
Yes.
So now it's in the back of my mind of like, okay, we need to start like trying to see creators who
Do you do
teach.
ganache? Do you know like a chocolate ganache for your chocolate cake?
No, so
I can't teach you that.
I think
I
the
can teach you
one time I tried, it didn't come out right. So I was just like,
Okay.
the cake is moist and good.
Yeah,
Don't
let's
mess
stay
it
with
up,
it.
right?
Yeah.
And so now I'm like looking for creators who teach when it comes to frosting. A lot
Or
of the people
friends.
just show.
You can just have friends.
Yeah. So now I'm like,
Or
that's
just-
the next
yeah,
thing I want to
yeah.
learn. But cooking, no.
No, thank you.
Create
You know,
employment.
yeah.
Help.
Support the economy. I like how
I'm
she's
not
twisted
doing
this.
it.
I love it. Yeah, baking is tricky. We'll have to have a side conversation about that.
Yeah.
The altitude and the ingredients are
Yes.
top tier. But you're in the Muru now.
And
so
then I
you're
tried a
close to things.
gluten-free cake that bombed on me. I was just like,
Yeah. Almond flour. Do you use almond flour? or
Yes,
something?
but it felt dehydrated.
Yeah.
I've
Because
never had a
gluten.
cake. Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
like, what is this?
I feel for people who eat gluten free because
Yeah,
baked
yeah.
goods are just no longer joyful.
No,
They're like sad.
that was like the
Yeah.
most recent flop I had.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. Don't
Yeah.
keep trying. Try again. And I have a few frosting recipes that are tried and true that I will
Please
pass
share.
off. So I'm going to give you the book. I'm going to give you
And
frosting.
I need to
You're
give
going to
you
give me
the
a book.
Yeah,
I also have lots of plants. I propagate plants like crazy.
I have a
Anyways.
side business for plants, so we'll talk.
This is going to be the
behind
next
the-
interview. Yeah. Adelle the Farmer, part 2, coming up soon. Well done. You won the game.
Yay!
Congratulations. You're the winner. We have a prize for you. Actually, should we give her the prize? Actually, maybe that'll be fun.
really
I
is
never
a prize?
There is a prize. Because of what you warned me. You're like, if there's prizes involved, I go hard. I was like, wait, I don't know this woman well enough. Maybe thank you, Junkie. You're like, trying to avoid the camera. You're so cute. She's like, how do I walk around the camera? So a small gift from us here.
Oh, thank you so
to say well done on the
much.
game. Well done on the interview. Thank you for your time and being with us. We're
Oh,
so
my
happy
goodness,
to have
like,
you
know
here.
what my friend told me the other day? She's like, I think I get you. Your love language is gifts, because I always bring her gifts when I travel.
Yeah.
And I was like, you could wrap a spoon. And I'd just be like, Aki.
Someone thought of me.
Thanks.
I'm the same way. I tell my family this all the time.
Yeah.
I actually have a list of dream things. So like I have a dream gum. I have like a dream marker pens that I like. And because I want them to know that gifts don't have to be big. If you bring me my
Exactly.
dream gum, it's because you remembered, she
you
loves
thought
extra
about
spearmint
me.
gum in the stick, not the tablet. You
like
thought
how you're
about me.
precise.
Yeah, I'm so precise. I'm like, let me help you. Help me. Yes. So I
love
like to
that.
give gifts too.
So
yeah.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Adelle.
Yeah.
It's been such a joy. And I hope we can do it again.
Yes.
Over some cake.
And keep
Yes.
and hibiscus
And
tea
hibiscus
or
tea.
juice.
Okay, so-
Thank you so much for having me and
Such a
and for
joy.
what you're doing.
Thank you.
going.
We're
Yeah.
going to do our best.
Worried, anxious group of people trying to move along. Maybe one day we'll get onto something. Until then, we say, hold on. I know it's hard, but baby, you just got to hold on.